welcome back to my channel. Today in Need for Speed Unbound, we are going to be doing the performance modification of the Nissan 180SX, which for obvious reasons is a car you don't see used very often other than if it's a rental. Alright, so for performance, we're going to do an engine swap. It is the 2.0 liter inline 4 that is all the way to the right of the list because there are 1, 2, 3 other 2.0 liter inline 4s. You want the 366 horsepower 2.0 liter inline 4 engine, which is all the way to the right. For the parts, we have Elite Induction, Pro ECU, Super Fuel System, Pro Exhaust, Elite Super Screw Supercharger, the Elite Screw Supercharger, the Pro Nitrous, the Elite Off-Road Suspension, Super Brakes, Elite Road Tires, Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox, and the Elite Differential. And I only had enough money to throw on Super Nitrous Drift, otherwise I'd also have grip. For the handling, we are at 40% grip, steering sensitivity is all the way up, downforce is 3 to the right, traction control is off, and drift entry is set to brake tap. Yeah, 3. Okay. So that will give us a top speed of 203 miles per hour, a 0 to 60 of 2.9, and a quarter mile of 10.6. I'm not really 100% sure how this is going to handle in the race, so let's go find out together. Okay, so here we are in the first race, which mostly favors top speed and acceleration, just because there's a couple curves and like 2 corners or something like that in this one, maybe 3 or 4, but it's pretty much a straight race. So let's see how it is off the line. Not too bad off the line. I'm already going almost 100. Now I'm over 100 as I say that. And let's just hope I don't crash into anything, because I'm not sure how this bad boy is going to handle with its 40% grip. Alright, here we come into the first tunnel. My speed is lowering down because of the corner, but I got the grip, and it's climbing back up already. So 193, and I think the top was what, 204, something like that. That corner I took it a little bit easy because of how slidey this car is, and it was actually a good thing because it started to slide out on me without me even telling it to. So I kind of messed that up. That was my fault. But I'm coming down through this part now. I've got a pretty decent lead over the other two, which is nice. It'll be interesting to see what my final time for this race is, though. This section's not too tricky. Ooh, that wanted to slide a little right there. So just be aware that once that top speed gets going up there, it does want to slide on you, and you might not be prepared for it. So try to remember that. So we're coming around into this one big curvy section. So it'll be a good, wow, I was still gaining. I know it has off-road components, so that helps. Alright, it drifted that corner pretty well right there. And that one. So, I mean, the drifting with this car doesn't surprise me, because it is more of a slidey boy, and until you put the differential in, it is set solely for drift. And then we're just going to fly down this last straightaway and see what we end up at. I'm way ahead of those two. So now we'll wait the 10 seconds for it to show me what my time was. I don't know why you have to look at the screen and it just doesn't immediately display. So 2:05 is really not too bad for that course. I think closer to 2 minutes is, you know, best, but that really wasn't bad, and I won that by almost 20 seconds. So let's see how things go in the second one, which is curvier. Alright, here we are on blue collar. And like I said, this race actually has cornering to it, so it'll be interesting to see if this car handles it well enough or not. Like, I know it can drift the corners, but that doesn't mean it's going to handle it well. So let's get the launch, which isn't too bad to hold on to. So that's always a good thing. there's just so many cars I have raced where it's kind of hard to keep it into that perfect launch section. So it's nice that this one isn't one of those. That drifted a little harder than I wanted to, but I'm not real familiar with the car. So if I use this car more often, I would have known how that was going to handle going around that corner way better. But for my purposes right now, it didn't go around it the way I wanted it to. But then it did that one really well. And I am, at the moment, pulling away. I did let off the gas a little bit during that slide, just because I could tell it was going to slide around more than I wanted it to. So to prevent that, I let off. Yeah, you can see right there, it kind of like jumped and its back end went out wider than I would have wanted, and it just started to spin its tires. So just things to be aware of with this car. I mean, really, through that corner, it wasn't too bad. Ooh, I thought I was going to run into that car on accident. Let's see how we do on this dirt section. So we're not really gaining or losing, which is a positive, although gaining would be nice, but not losing is the best. And then that was smooth transition from that dirt onto the road. A lot of times cars in that corner don't transition that smoothly. They'll come out and slide a little bit, even if they're grip cars. So either this car is really good, debatable, or the two I am racing against don't have very good cars, most likely. But really, this isn't that bad of a car so far. It would be nice to have slightly better cars to race against, to see if it really is the car that's that good, or if it's the competition that's just not that good. This thing doesn't quite slide in the way I would like it to, but it's doable. And I finished that in, what was the time? Come on, show me my time. 2:16. Wow, okay. If you can get sub 2:20 on that race, the car is actually pretty decent. So I think this car is actually a pretty decent car based on that one time and the fact I haven't had any major issues handling with it. I mean, my Murcielago I made, I think, did 2:14 on this. So it was only 2 seconds slower than... This car is only 2 seconds slower than that. And here we are on the final race of this series. Provided nothing catastrophic happens, I should place first. I think even if I finished in third, I would, because they both swapped from the first and second races. So let's hope I don't screw this up too bad. Just because I want to make sure the car is actually as decent as that last race made me think it is. Which is very surprising, because this car is never really used by anybody, and it is a slidey car. Yeah, I went and made that drift because I started to go wider than I wanted to, and then I saw that traffic too. So I was like, okay, we're gonna, you know, not run into that. We'll just drift around farther. And it didn't drift that corner quite as smooth as I would have liked, but it still wasn't bad going around that corner. At least I didn't go off-road and into the trees and everything else that some cars will do on this course. Whoa, I overdrifted that. That was my bad. That's what I get for using the handbrake with the drift button. A lot of times in that corner, a little handbrake, works really well. And really, that was full-on grip. I only let off of the gas because I was about to hit that car if I didn't. So it's actually gripping the road better than I had actually expected it to. And now we are in the danger zone of this race. And there is why. All this traffic right there. Let's see if I can do this without hitting the tree. Nice. And we are in basically the home stretch of this race. And I did let off the gas a little right there because I would have gone right into the back of that car had I not done it. Ooh, that was a good drift. So what I'm noticing with this car is when you start to drift it, you want to let off of the stick, like just turn it ever so slightly, and then just let off of it after that. All right, 195 down that. That was pretty good top speed. I mean, I know I didn't hit the top speed, but it was nice to hit 195 down that last stretch right there, which gives me a final time of 2:03. I prefer sub 2 minute on this race, but 2:03 really is not a bad time at all. So yeah, my final thoughts on this build for this car is that it's actually viable, which surprises me because this car is just pretty much hot garbage anytime I've ever raced against it or tried to use it in anything else. So yeah, I think this is a really good build for this car. I think you can win a lot of races with it. You're not going to win them all, but you can win a lot. And yeah, I'm really surprised by that. So that's going to do it for me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I cannot speak. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave some comments down below. Smash the like button, and I will catch you in the next one.